Good morning, dear children. Welcome to today's online class. We have already started the chapter 3, that is more on MS Excel 2007. Its formula and functions. So, some of the formulas we have already seen and some of the functions. That is functions sum, average, count, max and min. These kind of functions we have already seen. Means how these functions we are going to use. Using functions, that is sum, average, count, max and min. These functions and their syntax. Syntax means the way how we are going to write in a cell so that we will get the answer. That we have already seen in our previous class. Now, the next function is the if function. What is this if function? This if function is used like if you are going to give any of the condition. Condition means like suppose you want to know whether you are going to not going to actually you are pass or fail. So the passing mark in your exam is 33% or out of 100, that is 33. So you will give the condition, means condition is with you. You are knowing the condition that 33 is the passing mark. So less than 33, the passing mark is 33. So less than 33 fail will be printed and greater than or equal to 33 pass will be printed. So that kind of condition is known as if function condition you are giving there. So that is, this is a conditional function. In condition always result in either true or false. That is either true means sometimes the condition can be true also and sometimes the condition can be false also. True or false means whether you are fulfilling that condition, then it will be true, and if you are not fulfilling the condition, then it will be false. So the if function returns the value, first value if the condition specified evaluates to true, and the second value if it evaluates to false. Means if the condition is true, the first value will be printed, and if the condition is false, then the second condition will be printed. So here the syntax is given. Syntax means in the previous video also I have told, that is the way of writing the value or writing the way how you are going to write in a cell in the Excel sheet. So that is the way how you are going to write. In the previous video also I have told you that every function or every formula, it starts with equal sign. So here also you will start with equal sign, equal, and since it is a if function, so you will write down if, and that if you have to write in capital letters. Okay, then the small bracket will start, and then condition you have to give. What condition you are going to check? Like the example I told, whether you are going to pass or fail means condition. That is the passing marks equal to or greater than 33. Then if it is true, you will get pass as the printed answer, and if it is false, then you will get fail as the printed answer. So that is condition comma value underscore. This line what you are seeing here, this line what you are seeing here, it is called as underscore. So actually you don't have to type this underscore. This is for telling you, that is value if true. Means if the condition is true, what value you want to print there. That is value if true, comma value underscore if false. That is value if it is false, what answer you want to print there. And since you have started the bracket has to be closed also. Okay, so this is the syntax how you are going to write there. That is equal, then if in the capital letters, then the small bracket starts, then condition you will write, then one comma, and then the value if the condition is true, what value you are going to print, then again 1 comma, then the value what you are going to print if the condition is false, and then close the bracket. One example is given here, equal to if A1. Now what is this A1? A1 is the cell address. If A1 is greater than 50, comma 150, comma 100. That means if A1 means whatever value is written in A1 cell, if it is true, means if suppose the number printed there is 151 or 160, something like that, then 150 has to be printed, and comma 100 means if it is false, means if it is not greater than 50, then 100 has to be printed there. Understood that? So it is written here also the same thing. This means that if the value in cell A1 is greater than 50, return value 150, otherwise return value 100. Means if this condition is true, it will print 150. If the condition is false, it will print 100. Understood? Now second example is also in the same way, equals if bracket A2 equal to 100, comma A2 into 10 or comma double inverted comma low, LOW, then close the bracket. That means if this cell A2, whatever value is written in that cell A2 is equal to 100, then you have to multiply that value to 10. Means that value into 10 you have to do. And if it is not equal to 100, if suppose it is greater also, if suppose it is less also, whatever may be the value, exactly it is not equal to 100, then you have to means you want low, LOW, to be printed there. If suppose anything means what you want to print, if that is the word or the sentence or alphabets you want to print, whatever alphabet you want to print, then you have to use double inverted comma. If you are going to print the numbers, you do not require the double inverted comma. Or as such, if you want to print something, you are using their double inverted comma. Means as such, वैसा का वैसा ही अगर तुम चाहते हो कि वो प्रिंट हो, तब हम डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा यूज़ करते हैं, या फिर अगर अल्फ़ाबेट्स हम चाहते हैं कि प्रिंट हो, तब डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा यूज़ करते हैं. ओके, दैट एग्जाम्पल what is written here, this means that if the condition is true, calculate A2 into 10. Means whatever value is written there, that value into 10 you have to do. Means that the processor will do and give you the answer. Otherwise, means if the condition is false, the result will be a text LOW, low. Understood? So this is about the if function. Now the other function is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting means one condition will be given. Conditional formatting is the feature that allows you to format the worksheet depending on the condition specified. Depending upon the condition specified. For example, you can display marks greater than 250 in green color. Means whatever conditions you want. Suppose I am giving one example, like in your mark sheet, how the numbers are printed. Suppose the marks which are your passing marks, suppose that marks are written in green color, and if any subject mark, if you are getting any fail mark, that fail mark should be written in red color. So one condition you can give there, that if the marks printed in, and you have to give the range also, like you are having 6 subjects, so that 6 subjects you have to give one range in the column wise. Means इस सेल से लेकर इस सेल तक के जो मार्क्स हैं, उसमें से जो पासिंग मार्क हैं उनको ग्रीन कलर में प्रिंट करना है, और जो फेल मार्क्स हैं उसको रेड कलर में प्रिंट करना है. इफ सच काइंड ऑफ कंडीशन यू वांट टू गिव फॉर ए रेंज, then we are using this conditional formatting. The meaning is clear. Now let us see what is written here. The conditional formatting is the feature that allows you to format the data in the worksheet depending on the condition specified. Condition you are giving. For example, you can display marks greater than 250 in green color. Then how we are going to use? The steps are there, that is to apply conditional formatting, follow the given steps. Step 1 is create the worksheet and select the cells within the range. Means first you have to create the worksheet, that is automatically known. Means you have to create the worksheet, means you will write down the subject's name, you will fill the marks in that, that is creating the worksheet. Then select the cells within the range. You have to select the cells, means the marks written from the like English it is a starting and last suppose it is going up to moral science. Okay, so the marks, only the marks, you don't have to select the subject's name, only the marks you are selecting. So suppose here the range is given F1 to F7. Okay, then that is the step 1. Then coming to the step 2, that is click home tab on the ribbon. Ribbon means given at the top, like that is the first ribbon is the title bar, then is the menu bar. So in that bar, or we can call it sometimes a ribbon also, in that you have to go to the home tab. Okay, then click on conditional formatting from the styles group. When you will click on the home tab, then different styles will be coming in that. In that you have to select conditional formatting. Okay, then coming to the step 3, that is select the required option from the drop down list to specify the condition. Conditions will be means automatically what conditions are there, one list will be given to you. From that list we are selecting what condition we want to specify. That condition we are selecting. For example, highlight cells rules, then greater than. Suppose the greater than or equal to or less than, whatever condition you want, you can select from there. Then one dialog box will appear. What do you mean by this dialog box? Means one box will be there, in that the things will be written. Here it is not so clear, but one dialog box will be appearing. There you have to type the value. Like this dialog box, this is called as the dialog box. Here we are typing the value. Format cells greater than. It is the greater than box. The picture is not so clear. You can see this from your textbook. This is called as the dialog box. From here you are selecting format cells that are greater than. So greater than, and in the first blank which is given, here we are putting the value. Then with, then again one this dark color it is given, then one drop down box is given. Whatever conditions greater than or fill or green color, red color, whatever you want to write, from that drop down list you can get, or you can type also. Then after filling the required things in that, means filling greater than and filling the colors, like in example I told green color, red color and so on, you can just type also, you can get from drop down arrow also. Then filling all the things in this dialog box, finally you will click on the OK button. Then clicking on the OK button, you see the formatting applied to the cells. Formatting applied to the cells that satisfy the following condition. What condition you have given in the beginning? That following condition. Then this complete all the steps. After completing all the steps, the conditional formatting will be applied. Means after that, when you will see your worksheet, then following your conditional formatting, the marks, like for example what I have given, that example only we will see and understand. We have seen the marks greater than or equal to 33, that will be in the green color, and the marks less than 33 will be in the red color. That condition example we are taking. So following that condition, now your worksheet will be ready. This is called as conditional formatting. So this much is clear now. So, and the next multiple choice questions are given, that we will see later. Now coming next is sorting data. Sorting means the arranging. Arranging can be done in the alphabets, how we are having A to Z. So that means it is increasing order, ascending order. And suppose you want in the reverse order, that is called as descending order. So that is called as the sorting. Like roll numbers, how you are getting in your class, from in the ascending order of your alphabets. Like the roll number 1 will have the name starting from A. Suppose double A is there or A dot is there, that will be having roll number 1, then double A, then single A, like that. And then AB, like Abhishek name is there, then AB, then suppose Achal name is there, then AC. So in that way order will be given. So in that way only teachers are arranging your names and then giving you the roll numbers. And then B will come, then C will come, and so on. So that is called as sorting. So let us see what is written in your textbook. That is, sorting means to arrange data either in ascending or descending order. Descending generally we are not using, but you can arrange also. If suppose you want to arrange that data in descending order, that option is also available. Generally people are using ascending order only. Arranging A to Z, that is ascending order, and arranging Z to A is descending order. So let us see what is written here. A to Z. A to Z down arrow is given, that is this sorts data in ascending order. And Z to A, it is written here Z to A down arrow, this sorts data in descending order. This sorts data based on several criteria at once. Means at one time you can give one criteria only. Criteria means condition. Okay. So MS Excel 2007 provides 3 options to sort this data. Means sorting, 3 options are available. Now how we have to use this sorting, means how we can do this sorting of the data. So to sort the data, some steps are there. Follow the given steps. What steps are there? First, you have to create the worksheet. That is, automatically you are knowing, without creating worksheet what thing you will arrange. Unknowingly you can tell that first you should know the names, then only you will do the arranging. So first you have to create the worksheet and select the cells. Suppose you have written all the names you have written. For example, A1 to E7, you have written all the names and the numbers also. Suppose you have written. And then click data tab on the ribbon. And in this above only we have seen here, this sorts data based on several criteria at once. Means one time it can arrange only one criteria, means one condition only it can arrange. So after creating the worksheet, select the cells. For example, A1 to E7. A1 to E7 means diagonally you are dragging. A1 is the first column. Then downwards it will be A7, means column wise. And row wise, that is A1 to A7, it is row wise. And A1 to A, then B, then E, this is column wise, like that, going to E and then dragging down, that is E7. So diagonally if you drag, quickly you can just go from A1 to E7 diagonally. Diagonal, you know, in mathematics you are studying like a square, A, B, C, D. So A to C is one diagonal. In that same way you are going dragging it diagonally, A1 to E7. A1 to E7 means like your mark sheet. English to moral science names are written. Okay. Then afterwards B, C, D, E, F, like that marks are given. or you can say names of the students are written in the first column, then second, third, fourth, fifth subject names are written, and then marks are also filled in that. This is given here in this example. You can see this box, means this worksheet. In the first A column, names of the students are written, then B, C, D, E, names of the subjects are written, then the B2, C2 and all, the marks are filled here. So now you want to arrange it according to the name. Here in different order it is given. Now you want to arrange, and keep in mind, only this A to E, A1 to E7 you are selecting, and once you arrange it, the marks will be automatically arranging. Okay, now coming to this second step is that click data tab on the ribbon. Data tab on this ribbon, then from the filter and sort and filter group, click sort A to Z to sort in ascending order, or sort Z to A. Generally we are using ascending order only. To sort in descending order, Z to A also you can do. Your data gets sorted. Means these names also will be arranged, and according to that names marks will also be arranged. मतलब नाम के हिसाब से नाम तो अरेंज हो ही जाएंगे अल्फ़ाबेट के हिसाब से, और जिस नाम के सामने जो नंबर है वो नंबर्स भी अपने आप उस नाम के सामने ही अरेंज होंगे. ऐसा नहीं है कि नंबर वही रहेंगे, नाम खाली ऊपर नीचे होंगे. नंबर के नाम के सामने जो नंबर है वो नंबर भी उसी नाम के सामने ही रहेंगे अरेंज होने के बाद भी. अंडरस्टूड दिस? So this is called as sorting. So understood this much? So now we are understanding this much only. Up to sorting data we have completed. Now several other criterias are also there that we will be seeing in the next class. So just go through your textbook, and once again you read out your textbook, seeing various dialog box, various pictures and all, and regularly watch these videos. So thank you for today's class.